Hello, hi, good morning, and I hope this video finds all of you very well. Me, I'm doing pretty much okay, just like before. I'm not better, but I'm not worse either, so that's pretty good. So I'm making this video by I want to thank my nephew. He sent me a comment, actually sent me a text in the phone. His name is Matteo, he's Italian, and he asked me if I could make what I'm doing now, this next video, about the gospel and Jesus' life and his disciples, miracles. And why did I choose to believe in him? Because it's a question that people have sometimes. Why do you believe in what you believe? And since you don't really know much about my background, I thought it would be a good idea to tell you what happened. Okay, so let's get started. So, to be honest, it may come like a surprise to you, but I didn't hear about Jesus in the church. I heard it in the school. Yeah, imagine that. And I was taking night classes, because I quit school when I was 14. I didn't like school too much. Too bad for that, because I would have liked it now, I was interested, I wanted to go out and play, and I was 14 years old boy. So, well, I don't know, but I went to night classes after work, because I work as a plumber, and then at night I will just go to school for a couple hours. And then, we had the priest. In those days, there was religion in the school, so he would come once a week. For 1 hour, he would tell us Bible stories. And I love it. I could not love it. It was fascinating. I was listening to all these incredible stories, from, a couple thousand years ago. So, and nothing, I just enjoy it, to hear it. But then sometimes I would ask a question, because I wanted to know why these things happening. And the priest would just tend to be quiet. He didn't say like that, to be quiet, but, I could sense it, I could hear it, that he didn't want to answer my question. And, I would ask things like, different things. I can't remember, of course. It was more than 50 years ago. But, I didn't understand why Jesus had to come back to forgive me, because I thought I didn't do anything wrong, I'm 14, I'm enjoying life, What I'm doing that is so bad, Yeah, of course, I lie a little bit, I fight, but do I need someone to come down from heaven just to tell me that, I have to stop fighting and get killed for it? I didn't think it was necessary. Again, I didn't understand. I wanted the priest to explain to me. He didn't want to. Okay, it's his choice. And, and then, why all these people get killed by the lions? I couldn't understand it, how can, we're talking about life. You get only one chance in life, and then you throw it like that with the lion and your family, your kids. It's insane. I just couldn't grasp it. So that one day you can go to heaven, if there was a heaven. They weren't even sure, maybe, I don't know. Well, they must have been sure, but like with their faith. But like again, you talk. Life is precious. You don't throw away. Oh, by the way, yes, I changed my hat. You see, so this way you can see it's another video, another story. I'm coming with all these ideas. So anyway, forget about the hat now. So where was I? You see what happened when you just change subject. So no, I couldn't understand. So thank God my mind is clear. You can see it. Otherwise, I won't be able to, to get back to you. So I couldn't understand why would they give their life like that. There must be a reason. And I was frustrated with the priest, with myself so much. I mean, a little bit, but why can't somebody answer my question? And always tell me it's a mystery. One day you will understand. No wonder people get fed up and tired and say, forget God, forget religion. So that's what I did for a while. But I still would have liked to know, like I told you before in my video, it never goes away. It's always in the back of your mind. And sooner or later you're going to remember and ask the question again, why all these things happen. So anyway, so what happened is, I don't know if I believe in destiny or something, like something that we must do in life. But evidently, I forgot about God, and He didn't forget about me, because I'm here now talking about it. So He found me. And how did He found me? That's the mystery that is going to be revealed right now. Because I don't have much time anyway. If I don't tell you now, I'm not going to tell you. But I don't know if I'm feeling, it's like I said, I don't know, maybe I'm feeling worse. He doesn't see it, but inside I feel it. I hope I can continue to do this. So, so he found me. I met someone who was wise enough and patient to answer my questions. So I asked, and so that's how I got to know the Bible. That's how I got to know what was deeper, the motives. He helped me to understand all those things. This guy, apparently he studied and he went out all over the world, travel, and he knew how to talk to people without telling them to shut up and be quiet. It's a mystery. He didn't tell me that. And so now if you don't mind, I'm going to switch a little bit, because what I'm going to say now is connected to my change. So I have to tell you these stories. And it's one story also. It happened in Goa. And I went out of my room and on my way to go swimming to the beach. Because I rented a place right next to the beach almost. It's about 5 minutes walk, slowly, I don't walk fast usually. So, and when I walk, I see this guy, very short man, and he just standing, like a pole. And I just, because he was almost not in the middle of the street, but close, because in India the streets are very small, so even if you are in the age, you can get hit by a taxi, a car. And I just was worrying about this guy. I said, oh, what is he standing there for? And he didn't move. I said, this guy is going to get hit, for sure, So I walked to see, are you all right? And then he started talking to me. He was American, and so he spoke very good English. And he told me he couldn't move. And I said, what do you mean you cannot move? He was paralyzed. It's like, I just didn't believe him most. But yeah, he couldn't move. And people had to bring him everywhere. In fact, I saw somebody once carry him on the shoulder because he's a little guy, and he wants to bring him on the beach. I said, he must be friends, maybe they're just having fun. And now it made sense. He's the same guy, and he can walk, and that's how he get around. People just lift him from place to place. And he said to me, he asked me, can you help me? And I said, how? And I look at him, and I wanted to help, but he had pee himself. I could smell, he smelled like pee. And then I look, all his pants were full of pee. I said, how can I help this guy, And, without getting all the things myself. But in India, everybody help each other, I didn't want to look like I didn't care about him. I did. I said, listen, there is a place that you want to go in particular. So he asked me to go to internet cafe so I could sit down there and wanted to relax. And I said, that's fine, but I get a taxi for you. Like it's just like 200 meters. It's not far, and at least with the taxi, you can sit down, and I don't have to carry him too much. Just lift him, and that's what I did. I brought him to the cafe, and then sit down, and I started talking. I don't know how it came out, but he found out that I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. I don't know. It's not like I go in the street all the time telling people, no. But, if I can, I will tell people about Jesus. So, as soon as he found out that, he begged me. He said, I wanted to hear you. I said, hear me what? I said, tell me, anything you know about the Lord, I want to know too. I met, like I told you, thousands of you. This is the first time somebody asked me that. It's like he asked. I want to know everything. How could I say no? So, and because all those years I learned a lot about it. I know so much about it because that's what has been my life. And so we sit down together, and I start talking and talking and talking and talking. Keep talking. Yeah, it's like I'm talking now for more than half an hour. I don't even know what I'm gonna say next. I was trying to tell all the story I could think of, Joseph and Peter and Paul and you name it. I told him so many things, and he didn't get tired. Sometimes he would go to sleep, like he would close the eyes like this, and so say, okay, maybe it's time to go now. And then he woke up. He was asleep. He was just waiting for me to continue. And I was wondering why this guy wants to hear this story for. I know why now. I start to understand why. I think he knew that he wasn't going to live long. Not at all. I mean, I was surprised that he's still traveling. Probably he wanted to die there in India. I think that's why we went there. And and of course, it was his chance just to hear a bit more. Maybe before he was interested before, and now he know that he was gonna go someplace else. He wanted to know what expects him, and I don't blame him. Even if we wait that long, it's better late than never, like they say. So, yeah, I was so happy that I met him and be able to encourage him. And otherwise, he would be lost without it. He just was waiting for this. It was like water to a dying man. I was giving water to live, water and food. So I never saw him after that time. I left. He said, you can go now. And so we depart. I never heard about this guy. Probably he's in heaven. So I'm going to meet you, friend. I'm going to see you soon. We can continue the conversation. This time you're going to say something to me. It's going to be beautiful to see you there. Thank you, God. And so, but how did it impact me, though? See, I don't know how it impacted him when he heard me talking, but now I tell you how it impacted me. When I heard those stories that somebody told me. So, and you remember the story in the Bible, of course you do, because everyone, heard about the woman who was caught doing an act of adultery in the Bible, and then all these religious people, they automatically grabbed her and they wanted to stone her because it was against the law of Moses. So, but they didn't really probably care too much about it. It was just because they want to accuse Jesus and expose him to be like, a false teacher and something like that. It was just like some kind of revenge, like, competing with one another. So that's what it was, not because they really wanted to follow the law. But I don't think she was the only one, to be honest. But they just brought her. And so when they brought her to Jesus, they asked him, Moses told us, wait, it's different. He said, command us, that we have to do this, it's like, so it's like a command, you better do it, this is the law, and so what do you say? And they asked Jesus. He didn't answer the question. He said, forget it. Like he was doing something there with his finger on the ground. But then, they keep asking him, they keep bugging him until he just answered the questions. And, what an answer to this question. He said, you remember what he said? He said, who among you is without sin? Be the first to cut the stone to her. Imagine that, So, and it's what a powerful answer, what powerful words to come out from a guy, who is accused to be a liar, a devil, and all whatsoever, and now he's saving the woman's life. Imagine that. So, and after that, you know the rest. Everybody went home, because everybody knew that they couldn't, possibly be without a sin. They did worse, and so they couldn't really judge her. Only God could, and so she was spared. So, and now you tell me, why did I follow Jesus? Why do I believe in Him? After He saved the woman's life, what would you do if that was your wife, okay, could have been, and or, I don't want to say your mother. I mean, maybe you were a little boy, and that was your mother. You need your mother, your sister. What if it was them? How would you feel? What would you do? That this guy on the sidewalk, he just say a couple words, and then he save your mother, sister, wife life, whatever she was to you. Would you do something? How much will we be willing to do? So. You see, it's not that you just answer a question and then all of a sudden everybody went home and said, okay, let's forget about it. No. We don't know who this woman was. I don't think it's plain who she was. She could have been anybody's sister, anybody's mother, So who knows, how grateful was this woman after that. And if somebody would save my life, I make sure to thank this person and ask what I can do for him or her or whatever, you know. I wouldn't just forget about it. I would change my life if that's what would have asked me to do. You know, in fact, it said go and sin no more. You know, so it's hard to understand what that means, but you know, we should do your best you can. You know, because we're always sinning. So, but he said that, and so and that's what I would do too. You know, I would change my life and do better. So that was one thing that it has a very big impact on me, you know, when I started reading those things. Because now I could understand somebody explaining to me. And now there is one more, only two. You know, I don't have to go through the whole Bible, you know, like there is no need for that. You know, sometimes people think that the more Bible you know, the more you read, the more close to God you get. Don't believe that bullshit. You know, it's good to know the Bible, and we have to know the Word, but it doesn't make you closer to God. That's try to understand what I'm saying, right? No, don't misquote me after. So you don't get close to God by knowledge. That's what I wanted to tell you. You can just know one verse in the Bible, one or two, and your whole life will be different, will change, and you'll be closer to God than someone who knows all the scriptures and Bibles in the world, but it's here, it's not here. So now we're clear about that, right? So because I couldn't tell you those things if I didn't know the Bible, evidently. I read it, I studied it, but I'm not here to force it on other people. They can do by themselves if they want. You have to want it, you know. So that's it. Me, I can prepare the table for you. You know, put all the food, the things that you need and like. But then it's up to you if you want to eat it. And if you think it's poison, well, don't eat it. You know, I cannot tell you to do something. So, let's put what? And so the next story, right? Boy, thank God for my memory. I thought it wasn't so good, but it's still good. It's very good. I'm 6'6", and I don't know how I can just jump from one thing to the other and still remember what I'm going to say next. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised about that. Because sometimes I could blank. I'm not blanking at all. I don't know. So, oh, I forgot. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So the next story was that the woman. I can't believe it. Now I choose the story, and I didn't realize was the woman. You know, I just realized this minute. I'm telling you the story, and the story, it's the woman who actually make it happen. I mean, and then we always put away women, you know, say, oh no, women, you know, they talk too much, they do this, they do that. But, and Jesus used women for telling very important stuff. So, God bless women, eh? I better change subject because otherwise I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to start thinking about my daughter, my ex-wife, how wonderful they are. So I better don't think about it for this minute. So, yeah, Jesus meets the disciple, go for a long walk, very long, and they get tired, of course, because, you know, it's sunny probably, and they don't have much food, no much water, probably. And then they, you know, remember they go in this well. Where was that well? In Jericho, I think? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, they go in this Jacob's well. That's the name of the well, I remember. And then the disciple asked Jesus, can we go to get some food in the village? Because they wanted to have some food. And Jesus said, okay, you go. I wait here. So they went to get some food, and so Jesus stayed by himself and waiting in the well. And then this woman comes from Samaria, and was taking water, because that's the well where she usually go take water. And then Jesus asked him to give him some water, and she looked at him strangely, said, "What are you doing? A Jew asking me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink. We don't get along. We don't touch each other, things like that. So it's strange." And then, Jesus asked her to call her husband. She said she has no husband. She had 4, but the last one is not her husband. So, and because, Jesus was pleased that she was honest, she wasn't trying to hide it, and that's very, very important, honesty. So, and that's why I think we went there, because this woman evidently was special in a way, and just the fact that she was honest, it proves that. So that's why it's always good to be honest and tell truth, not to try to impress anybody, So that's what people do, but, and then they become ugly and liars. So she told the truth, and then she asked Jesus, where is God? Where the Jews say one thing, and the Samaritans say another one. Where are you gonna go and pray? Just like today, people tell you one thing, and somebody tell you another thing, and somebody another, and another, and everybody has like a different interpretation of how to find God. This is very important, eh? I just understood this morning, actually. I did understand this morning. I mean, I understand every day so many different things that I thought I knew, but now they're just taking a different form. So what I understood is this. Jesus said, God is spirit and truth. Okay? So you don't have to go anywhere. I mean, it's clear, like as clear as can get. You cannot get it more clear than that. You cannot misunderstand what he's trying to say. So he said, God is spirit, truth, and he's looking for this kind of people. He's not looking for these people who, feel safe and secure, and going in a building, so that if it rains they don't get wet, and they can just pray their God, so, and just being away, like building something. I mean, by all means, do that if you want to. It's like, it's not against God either, but that's not actually what God wants. He wants true worshipper. That's what he said. Yeah, this is important. True worshippers. I don't know actually what it means, true worshippers, but I know it doesn't mean fake. It means truth, true worshippers. So, and if you are a true worshipper or not. Somebody doesn't have to tell you. That's something you have to know yourself. So, you see how incredible that is? So, it's so incredible. First, Jesus saved a woman's life. So you already owe something just for that. Okay? So next, he's telling you that God is spirit and truth, and you don't have to go anywhere to worship him. You can do it right where you are. So now you're saving money for gas, first of all. You don't have to go far away. I hear people sometimes, it's Sunday or Saturday, and they drive miles, miles and miles away. And if they don't, they feel guilty. They feel like they made a sin and God is angry now because they miss church, you know. And so you see how much it already saving you time, and especially when there is a. I used to get upset before. But, well, when I was married with my wife, and here in the winter we have a big storm, you know, in Canada. You know, and we were going to church at the time, and it was a snowstorm sometimes on Sunday. She didn't want to miss church, and she wanted me to drive. Well, I had to because I was the only driver then, so she didn't have a license yet. And I don't even like to drive when there are snowflakes. Imagine a storm. So, and she just pushed me. You have to go, you have to go. And it just get me angry. I said, I don't want to go. You know, it's dangerous. I have my kids also in the truck. You know, like I said, I'm not used to drive with ice and snow. And so I had this conflict with her. But it made me upset, not because of her. It's the mentality that people feel guilt if they they miss 1 day, 2 days of church, and then you feel like you disappointed God. Yeah, that's not nice, you know. God doesn't feel like that. Oh my Lord, why such a thing exists? Such things. So, but like I say, I'm not against people going to church. I like them to go to church if they like, you know, but don't force me or somebody else who feel like it's too dangerous in the winter to drive. So, what else? And yeah. It's too dangerous. So you see all the things that Jesus has done for the world. How can not people see that? Now, you want to follow somebody else, let's say another figure. You know, we have so many. You know, I just maybe name only one. I know a lot of people there in India that they follow this Osho, and then there is another one, Sadhguru. You know, okay, you want to follow those people, follow them, but you tell me what those people have done for you. You know, not just them, but anyone you know in this world, what they have done for you personally. You know, so even those preachers and teachers and you know people come on TV and have thousands and thousands, maybe millions of followers. Tell me exactly what they've done for you.